Kuzma, as you approach that awakened tree, you drank its sap, said your final goodbye to your party, telling them to hurry on and rush to get the Treant's tears so that you may rescue the other Treant back in Melora. You pass out and feel this dragging sensation as you are pulled tightly into the awakened tree by its roots and branches, hidden from those around you. You believe, as you are still going under, that you feel this warm, wet sensation in your ear. But, imperceptive as it may be, you ignore it. You find yourself back at a familiar place in Melora, standing before the Treant, the sick one. You see Yiddikin, the young druid halfling, tending to its roots. She seems to be spreading a balm onto them. The guards, Stewie and Bron, are at the gate. You see this wood elf talking to somebody at the entrance of the estate that you're at. Everything seems hazy and has this slight bluish tint to it. Almost dreamlike. From the branches of the Treant, you hear, "So, you find yourself here. I assume that you are the one they sent, the druid Kuzma."
That is me.
Swinging down from the branches, not disturbing them, the branches don't move under the weight of this person, or this individual. Stands before you this about 6.5 foot tall, made much taller, 8 feet by the end of their headdress, covered in leather and looks to be made of wood. A very large longbow upon her back. Her headdress are these tall, multi-pointed antlers.
Is this someone I would know based on any sort of...
No. Though, after taking a moment to look at this being, you see that, based off the voice, making it feminine, but it has a lot of the same characteristics of that of Alcahest. The wooden body mixed with leather, though you see no metal. She eventually reaches up, unhooks this headdress, leaves wrapped around her head, flowers occasionally blossoming throughout it. Is what you may, if you found Warforged attractive, would be a pretty Warforged. "I am glad you made it here today. It is important that we get to work."
Who is this that stands before me?
"I am you."
I do not understand.
"Ah, yes. I am Melora's Warforged. You. My name is you. I am not you, I am me. But my name is you."
Who sent you? What are you doing here at Treant?
"I am here to guide you. You drank from the sap of an awakened one. Per Melora's blessing."
I did. Blessed Wild Mother, Melora.
"I have much to show you before this wears off."
Let us...
She steps in front of the Treant, extends her arms to the side, and says out loud, "I am the unbending branch." And you hear this, you don't see it, but you hear this tearing sensation in the ground, and then this faint blue, almost like ethereal ghost-likeness of this dream sequence. Though the actual branches and like the actual roots themselves do not move. There is now this hole in the ground, leading down underneath the Treant. Please, I will lead the way.
I will follow.
As you all make your way into this tunnel, you find it's impressively carved. She does not put her headdress back on, but she has about a foot of room above her, making this ceiling about 7 feet tall. I am here to show you your name, your deeper name than the Druid Kuzma. You will always be known as the Druid Kuzma, especially to Melora, but you must know your deeper druidic name. Up there, where I called myself the Unbending Branch, the Treant could see my name, knew it, and knew that I was one of Melora's, and he let me into his tunnels. And she is saying this all the while you guys go deeper and deeper into the ground. There's the occasional forking to the left, forking to the right, even one that kind of leads to the right and down deeper at a more steep slope than you all are headed. I will teach you many things on this journey today. You must pay close attention.
I will do whatever it is Melora asks me.
She stops for a moment at a fork in the road, and says, "To the left is more of the tracks we are headed down. You have probably never heard of the Treant. They are a race of ant-like people, tall, proud, strong. They guard these tunnels for Melora. They're servants of her. Not all of them are, but these are. If we come across one today, I will show you how you can tell which serve Melora and which are imposters of Melora. The pathway to the right, you will see, is not just the same as this one. Roll me a survival check, if you will.
Starting well.
So for you, they look very, very similar. You will notice very subtle changes. I will show you the way, Druid Kuzma. And she shows you how the dirt, though it's very well tunneled out. There are large rocks occasionally sticking out that seems like they just kind of didn't bother carving or taking it out and making it bigger or smoother. And then she moves to the other one. Do you know what a boulette is?
I do not.
They are a large, armored monstrosity. You will see, and she shows you the tunnel. The tunnel is much more compact on the edges as the creature, the boulette, burrows much more solidly through here. And you will see that there are no rocks poking out. This is the most efficient way to tell whether you are on the Treant path or the boulette path. Stick to the Treant path. If you divert, you will find other creatures who have made their home down here, and that could be dangerous for you.
So do we follow Treant path the entire way down here, yes?
Yes, this is the safest route. You may be able to get there through the boulette path, but it is always more dangerous and does not follow what Melora desires. And if at any point in time you have questions or comments or anything you want to say to her, you are welcome to.
I am good so far.
Okay.
Just in summary, out of character, essentially I'm going to be going left and right through trying to follow tree green path.
Yep.
I assume rolls to determine which way is which.
Yep. You will pass many trials along the way. She continues to show you the pathway, and eventually you are led to a burrowed out opening, about 20 to 30 feet across, maybe a little bit larger. And there's a door. There are 6 carvings of an animal above the door, or extending across that wall, the circular wall. There is a bull, a cat, a bear, a fox, an owl, and an eagle. These, motioning to each of them, are the creatures who best represent the different traits we show. The bull represents strength. The cat, dexterity. The bear would be personal toughness. Their constitution. The fox is cunning and intelligent. The owl, always known as the wisest creature, represents wisdom. And the eagle, so beautiful to look upon in the air, as it soars about, represents charisma. You must show an aptitude for each of these before moving on. And she just kind of takes a couple steps and turns around and looks at you.
I will prove myself.
Then we shall continue on. And she just seems to fade through the door. As you continue to follow her, for a moment you reach for what would be a handle, but there is none, and you just pass right through it even as your hand touches it, and you continue to follow. As your walk continues, avoiding diverting paths, occasionally taking that diverting path, too hard to keep track of which way to go, you just strikes up a casual conversation with you. When did Melora first reveal herself to you?
I was halfling child exploring the forest. Came upon beautiful ornate cave. Had many flower vines, plant life growing all around it, unnaturally in the compared to the rest of the scenic forest. I entered the cave and found the tablets containing her commandments. I studied them. They were written in Druidic. I studied them for as long as I can before returning to my people for the evening as I was a child. The next day I came back to the exact same place, and it was no longer there.
Melora chose to show you that cave. Do you know why?
I do not, just to... Since then, I just follow her path. Follow her commandments.
She must see something within you. Please take this with great pride, that Melora trusted you with such a thing as that.
Thank you. Thank you.
And as she finishes that statement, you come to another circular room. This time there seems to be an almost raised, naturally raised, with some grass growing on it, patches, hill that has a small bowl-like center in it. There is some water within it. This must be drank of to give you the strength to move the hill that it is in.
I shall drink it. And I'll go pick up the bowl and...
As you scoop your hands into the water, your hands just pass through it. Now is not the time. You forget you are dreaming, Kuzma. You are not really here. though you will need to come back.
This is all very confusing.
Yes.
What do we do next, if not drink now?
She stands on top of the bowl, the crescent, and just begins to fade into the ground. Be sure to follow me. Make a wisdom check. Nice. You stand where she did. You look down and see nothing but solid earth. Nothing happens. So you take a step into the water and you fade almost immediately through it. And you find yourself in a small tunnel leading farther and farther down, always at a constant slope.
Is she still in front of me?
Yeah, she's like 15 feet in front of you at this point.
Okay. I'll continue to follow.
As you start to follow her, she strikes back up the conversation. What encouraged you so much to follow Melora's teachings? I understand that you found this cave with the tablet within, something rare amongst rare to happen in the world today. But why was that enough to draw you in?
There is more. As I grew older, I found more. Other things happened. While traveling, one evening, I found this as I hold up a broken piece of Melora's Crook. At the time, I did not know for sure what it was till I woke up the next morning and found that the stick contained magical power.
You simply found that on the ground.
I did, yes, amongst my travel along the coastline.
That is incredible.
Based on my readings as a child, druidic teaching spoke of Melora's Crook, and I was not certain until the awakened tree spoke of me carrying the Crook. I always suspected it based on its power just for something so broken.
Do you know much of the Warforged?
Yet, only recently did I even know they existed.
Yes, I believe you travel with my brother, Alkahest.
Yeah, Alkahest, yes.
If I may ask a favor, do
Of course.
not tell him you saw me. I do not want him worrying.
Why?
Melora has plans for me to find him eventually, when the time is right, and I don't need him searching me out and ruining her plans.
I understand. Do not say anything.
I simply follow what my god tells me to do, as I am created to do.
As will I.
I will tell you more of your staff in a moment. As you all come to another door. This door is about 15 feet across, and it has 3 animals on it. It is a fox, an owl, and a cow. Here, you will have to show an understanding of these creatures. And she fades through the door. Now make me a quick perception check. Ooh, very nice. So as she fades through, you catch the same blue essence of her. It almost seems to move through it first. And while you study these 3 creatures, the owl, the fox, and the cow, you see a little blue nose on the fox. And as your eyes change, noticing it, it moves its head out and dips its head back into the door. So there almost seems to be a spirit within this door. Would you like to do or say anything, or just walk on through?
After noticing that, I want to speak to animals in something a fox will understand.
Ring ding 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 ding.
Damn it! That's what I was gonna say. No, okay, alright. So most intelligent fox, can you hear me?
You hear back within your head, and do you know Sylvan? Or just your
yes, I do. I do know Sylvan.
In Sylvan, you hear, I do. I can hear you perfectly.
What lies beyond this door? Why are you here?
I am one of the guardians of the door, set here by Melora. I simply keep out those who cannot show me knowledge of us.
How may I pass through?
By telling me what I sound like. You make the sound of us, and the door will open. And it's at that time, especially with that nat 20 perception, you see in the carvings, you see holes where the ears would be, as if they could hear you within the door. But do a bad job, and it's our job to defend the door. We punish those who don't do well enough. But I'm sure you'll do great.
You, all three of you, guard the door.
Yes, just the other two are sleeping.
You look for all of you to be spoken to.
Yes. But there's no need to wake them up in the stream. Keep in mind, you don't have to do this now.
Alright, so I'm gonna make fox noises, owl noises, cow noises. I don't know what the fuck a fox sounds like unless you want me to go ring ding 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 ding.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Alright.
Make me 3 performance checks. We'll go fox, then owl, then cow.
Oh, I thought you were actually gonna have me make make the noises. I was trying to figure out how to do fox. Should I go like or something? I don't know what the fuck a fox sounds like.
You can make the sounds depending on your performance check. How about that? That way, if you roll like an at 1 on your cow, you can honk.
Okay, all right. We'll do performance for fox.
All right, what does your fox sound like? Let's hear it.
Having just spoken to a fox recently, I know exactly how you sound. Ring ding ding da ding da ding ding.
Oh, that is quite marvelous.
Thank you, thank you.
That is spot on what I sound like when I am not speaking Sylvan. All right, owl time.
All right. Owls sound like hoot, hoot.
I would leave off the T next time. Yes.
I can try again if you like.
No, that is okay. Thank you, though.
Cow sound like
Double fives, very nice. Just walk through the door.
Thank you, thank you.
As you walk through, it's not very often that you've seen Alcahest smiling, but you do know what a Warforged smiling looks like, and you is just like corners of her mouth are touching her ears, like just a giant grin on her face. I believe that you will do quite well when the next time you are here. And she continues to walk. A couple more turns, and eventually you come to another open-chambered room. The only way to continue on is to go back the same way you came. The only thing that stands out to you is the small bamboo shoot in the middle of the room.
Should I make a perception check? Or
No.
you're just giving me that? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much just that. Actually, yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check. I lied. Just to see if you can notice something before you points it out. Nice, yeah. With 17, as you goes to pull your attention, you notice that there is this small button on the top of the ceiling, about 30 feet up, or about 20 feet up.
It seems like if bamboo were to grow, it'd push that button, yes?
That is precisely where it would go. And that would open up the door to lead on. This is one of the more, though less dangerous, one of the more challenging rooms to many people, and you did quite well. You thought of nature first, and not just turning back and finding a different path. That is good. And she kind of like moves her hand, and the bamboo shoot, or at least a ethereal version of it, the green part actually stays still. This blue bamboo shoot grows until the button is touched, and then the wall on the opposite side of the path, so continuing straight on, just seems to and separate. Though there's still solid dirt there, there's just this ethereal hole. We carry on. And she moves forward. And as I said, more about your staff as we walk. Your piece of the staff was supposed to be far from where you found it. After the
Perhaps it wash up on shore.
You just say it one more time, without me interrupting.
Perhaps Perhaps it wash up on shore because Melora expect me to find it.
That is the thing. It was nowhere near where you found it. When I say it was far away, I mean far, just south of the sands of Mero. It was hundreds of miles away, hidden in a temple, and how it made its way to you, Melora has not blessed me with that knowledge, I suppose. Do you know of Mount Kamiri?
I've heard of it. It was not yet far from where I was born.
So you know a bit of the Erekokra that guard this mount?
A bit.
They guard many treasures of Melora, one of which is the bottom half of your staff. Your staff has been broken into 3 pieces, and was done so by me after the Great Cataclysm.
These 3 pieces, they make up the entire Crook?
Yes. Do you know what started the Great Cataclysm, Druid Kuzma?
I do not.
What do you know of the deities, of the gods, of the celestials that you and I both serve?
I know mostly about Melora.
Then I will give you a brief religious lesson. There is one God above the others, though one does not worship him. He gave birth to the idea of this world, and allowed his children here. They created everything. They had the imagination. Melora created nearly all of the life here, and had the foresight to let it grow and change as the world sees fit. It is one of the greatest blessings of her gift. The Great Cataclysm started because people believed that the Celestial's parent hid something here, and it was their duty to fight over it.
Hid something in this world, you.
Yes. There is, from what Alcahest researched, along with his brother Arkan, they found no actual word of it. But that is why we were created. It was to fight in this war, to win the war for our parents, who pit us against each other, sibling against sibling. Whoever could find this object of El, that deity would have more power than the others. And I'm glad that it either does not exist or was never found. But at the end of the war, each of us siblings had a task still. I do not know of Alcahest's, or my sister Serenity's, or my brother Arkan. I only know what Melora told me to do. And that was to gather up the divine relic, the crook in which you carry, break it into 3 pieces, and hide those 3 pieces across the land. I hid one with the Erikokra in Mount Kimiri. I hid the other in the ruins of the meadow. And the other, Alcahest accidentally helped me with. He helped me plant this Treant here, and helped it grow faster, so that it could guard it more efficiently. And eventually you all come to another room. This one has what looks to be statues, but the most lifelike statues you have ever seen. Almost to the point that they almost seem to be breathing. They are these tall, two-legged, 4-armed, ant-like creatures. Lances in their hands. Their body almost looking like armor, though they seem to not be wearing any external armor. These are some of the 3 Kreen. I told you before I will show you how to tell those who serve Melora. She walks up to one of them. It may be hard to see from where you are, but she shows you that the lance that it holds, the wooden handle almost becomes their arm. At least one of their 4 arms. They are guardians. If they cannot put down their lance, because it is a part of them. This room, in the center of the room, there are about 20 mushrooms in a small grove. These mushrooms are poisonous, but they must be consumed to pass on. Once the first one is eaten, you must continue to eat, for the 3 Kreen guarding this room will attack you. If you do not eat, they attack. Once all the mushrooms have been eaten, the final door will open. And she motions to the final door that she urges you to go through first. This is the first door that she has not just walked through.
I'll walk forward.
You step through, and you are met in this cavernous opening. There are 3 on the left and 2 on the right chests. They're not made of wood. They're like no chest you've ever seen before. They are more spheres, but they have the same like opening chest style seal in the center of it, but they are made of vines. Those you will not worry about. Those chests, those spheres, only held your attention for a matter of seconds before you look straight ahead, and floating in the air, just slowly rotating, looks to be a piece of the Crook. The bottom of it, solid, a small wooden tip. The top of it, jagged and broken looking. Instinctually, you look at your staff, the bottom of it, not flat, but jagged and broken. Not thinking, you make your way up to the Crook. Though not able to touch, you hold your end of the Crook up to it, your staff up to it. And once it slowly rotates, you can see that it would fit perfectly, and then it continues rotating. Now, that is kept secure by everything that you have come by. And one final thing, only the speaking of your name will allow you to grasp it. Do you know your name? As you look upon the staff, this broken piece of the staff, and as you lined it up, you hear almost a breeze through your ears.
I hear my name, you.
Then speak it to the staff.
I am Totkoto Gorovit Dle Derevyev.
You again smiles, and this barrier encasing about 3 feet around the staff seems to shimmer this light blue. And suddenly you are all, the two of you are back on the surface in front of the Treant.
How will I... when I return here, how will I enter into Treant again?
The Treant can see your name. He who blows in the wind will know that if you know your name, then you are to pass through as you are guided by Melora. Those chests down there in the final room, they are not for you. They are for the ones who travel with you, because Melora provides. And as she finishes that last sentence and opens her arms wide, it's bright. You get that wet sensation in your ear again. And as you wake up, Mendicus is taking his finger out of your ear. And you see your friends, Pavel, Mendicus, Vaden, Alcahest, and Yasmorn, standing amongst the Rowanberry Grove. And that's where we'll pick up with them.
Cool, I'm excited.
Yeah.